All right, g'day everyone. Seb Freeman here, Warrior at Law. Just doing a short video I was feeling very compelled to make. We've been inundated with emails regarding a video that's gone nuts online from a Govinda Tidball. Many of you might be aware of the video to which I'm referring to or speaking of. We did a 2 hour interview with Cal Washington and another bloke. Loads of fantastical claims and supposed great information was put out in this 2 hour video. And from what I could see, and I'm going to go through this shortly, guys, there's a lot of holes in this and there's a lot missing. And I just want to alleviate some concerns and answer some questions of many of our members pertaining to this video, which I did waste 2 hours of my life watching three guys waffle on with about 10 or 15 minutes of any info. Most of the info given in that video, blokes like myself have been preaching for 20 odd years. So nothing new, nothing amazing there. And what we've been asked a lot is, because I've had a lot to do with the UCC processes and filings over the years, got a lot of questions about what is this filing that he's done? How can we see it? How can we do it? How does this benefit the rest of us? And what practical lawful remedies are available for all of us using this particular process? Well, from what I can see, guys, none. I'm going to explain a little bit of that. And Govinda, if you're watching this, mate, love you to get in touch and come and answer some of our questions about how and why and what you've done and how it supposedly works, because I can see some major holes in the supposed good work that you're claiming to have done. I'm not trying to take away from people who are doing good work or efforts or trying to do a good thing for the rest of us, guys, but there are some savage bloody holes in here that need to be addressed. And I'm going to go over some of this and explain it. Hopefully, so our members will stop sending us emails asking questions about this. Here's a short little video about what's actually going on, how some of this works, and some of the fundamental flaws and holes in these magical, fantastical claims made in that 2 hour video. So we're going to start with looking at the public notice side of things, guys. And yes, he did make a public notice and just some great info in that public notice. Problem being, the public notice was done in the Austin Chronicles, which is a local tabloid or rag or magazine, which no one particularly reads or looks at unless you're in Austin and in the live music scene. On the second last page of that particular articles of that there. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to pull up our list of things that we have on here for that. I've made a little folder here of some info regarding what Govinda's actually done. So I'm going to share the screen in a minute and run through some of this with everybody, show you guys what was actually done as the public notice, and we're going to have a look at a little bit of that and the supposed UCC filings, which I can't find a record of anywhere. So we're going to discuss all of that shortly, guys, but let's start with this one. So I'm just going to hit the share screen so you guys can see what I can see. I'll get rid of this one. And we've got here our here we go. This is some of the info I've got for Govinda Tidball from all the info that we've done many hours of research and homework on after watching that 2 hour video. So this is the actual filing here, guys. This is the page 55, which I'll just make this a bit bigger so that you guys can see it. This is his public notice that he's done. Public notice, UCC filing, lawful redemption declaration, a legal filing establishing. Now, he's quoted here, he said it's a legal filing establishing this. Now, we contacted via email the Travis County Court and asked for the records. They said one of the records was not accepted and voided due to the fact it was not, in fact, a UCC filing. Now, if I just make this a little bit bigger here to show you guys, these are the two filing numbers which have been quoted and cited for a UCC filing. Now, from having extensive background on that UCC system, I went onto the UCC website and attempted to locate these filing numbers on the UCC that were referred to. And lo and behold, the numbers are incomplete. They do not qualify for an actual UCC filing number. Now, usually this number here, for example, 2025-023- 588, there should be another number, then dash another number. Now, I've tried every combination from 0 to 9, filling in those extra numbers to no avail. No records of a UCC one exist. Then I tried this second number, which was missing two numbers. As you can see, there's two numbers shy on the end of the second one that ends in 325. And again, I could find no record of any actual UCC filing as a UCC one on these. Now, it's not hard to look these up, guys. If you go to the UCC website, you can do a search by file number, and all my searches with any variety of numbers I included at the end to complete the filing number for it to be an actual filing no search records were found that match any of the results that I entered, which puts into massive question here the claims of a UCC 3, which is an amendment or an addendum to a UCC 1, and how the UCC 3 has perfected the UCC 1, which does not exist. So, how are we amending and perfecting something that has no proof of claim of actual existence? It's like saying we've amended a unicorn. Prove it. Where's the unicorn? So I've done a fair bit of homework on this, guys. Again, I'm not trying to discredit people who are doing good work or actually generally trying to help humanity, but there's more information required here before everyone gets excited from one sensational video of someone making fantastical claims and no one bothering to do any homework or research to see, well, are these claims enforceable? Have they been done correctly, properly? Is there any practical lawful remedy behind this? Can it be enforced? Is it in fact done correctly to have any legal basis or standing? And look, from my 25 plus years of experience and knowledge in this field and many years with the UCC processes and filing, I can't find anything in here that's going to benefit anyone else by any of these claims. And this again too, guys, this is our public notice from the Austin Chronicles. As you can see, there's a fair bit in here of notice to creditors and notices to the claimants and notices to various, government departments, all pertaining to the fraud behind the birth certificate, which we're all well aware of. This is not new information again. But this notice, where is the proof of receipt of service that anyone this was intended to get to has received, cited, or seen? No one can be obliged to fulfill a hidden or unrevealed contract that they haven't seen, that they don't know about. We cannot be obliged or forced to honour any contractual obligations that we don't have a copy of the contract, that we don't have proof of receipt of service, that the desired recipient has actually received this information and therefore knows. Saying we've done a public notification in some backwater rag of Austin, Texas that no one reads or looks at is hardly notifying the appropriate authorities or government bodies or agencies to which a lot of this was seemingly intended for. So I have some very large questions around this because he's got here including the Treasury, Internal Revenue Service, Federal Reserve, banks, all central banks, IMF, World Bank Group, Vatican Bank, Global Holdings, European Central Bank, the list goes on. But where's the proof of receipt of service that any of these guys even know about this? It appears to be lacking in the process that's been outlined here, not to mention the claiming of these UCC1 filings that do not exist on the UCC system. Now, if they're not on the system, guys, there's no proof of claim. There's no record these filings exist. And if there's no record of a UCC1 filing existing, how the hell can we do a UCC3 to amend something which does not exist? It makes no sense whatsoever. So that's the public notification there. Anyone wanting more info on this, happy to send you out the links and the info that we've come across for how all of this works. Now, the other one I wanted to show everybody quickly, exited that. We're going to go back in here. Now, these guys who have set up a PMA as the Commonwealth of Australia have put out this little blurb here about what's gone on and that he's filed this UCC and put a lien over all these various bodies and entities of statutory, corporate, whatever he's done. Again, the filing numbers listed here are incomplete, guys. Now, these guys are run the Commonwealth of Australia as an unincorporated association, another version of a PMA, if you like. These guys are actually doing some good work. But the information they've put, obviously, no one has bothered to read this or check it or do any homework before just blindly posting stuff from some sensational video. So slightly upsetting that people don't do their homework. And this is not just from Australia, guys. We're people in the UK, in the States, in Australia, all around the world have gone nuts over this video. But no one's looked into the effect or the practical lawful remedy that goes with, which, again, from my perspective, appears to be none. So let's have a further look at some of the other stuff we've got on here. Now, this one is our third little doc here. Now, we actually contacted the Travis County Clerk's office. As you can see from their response, we asked if we could get a copy of these filings and what was done. And their response was, we don't have the image available as it was rejected by the office. We do not keep images of rejected documents and we do not provide images of the voided documents as they are not public records. So the information provided was voided and not accepted because it was not a UCC filing and therefore the county clerk's office could not accept it. Let's have a look at this one. Same thing. You can view the public records at our website here. You can search them from the search using the instrument, or you can search for these documents by searching under the instrument number for these numbers. Well, we tried this, as we said earlier, guys, and I went on the UCC website, spent a fair bit of time trying to find these numbers. They do not exist. I could not search for an instrument that does not exist. This is again why the county clerk office knocked back and rejected the claims and the documents. Now, where are we up to? That was number 4. This one's 5. Now, this was the response from Govinda on here, guys. Hang on, I've got a better one for showing this lot. I'll just jump out of here for a second. As you can all tell watching this, guys, my tech skills leave a bit to be desired. So, one moment while I pull this up. Go back in here. And as much as I might be known for my knowledge of the UCC, I'm also known for not being good with technology, guys. So apologies for this being a bit slow. So this was Govinda's response on his own website of the Ministry of Health. As he calls himself, the truth cannot be voided. And he stated here, this is his response to their rejection of the documents. Yeah? They said it was voided. A message for all have been lied to. Then they cannot void the truth. The truth has spoken. Living declaration under Abrahamic law. Now, yes, the truth has been spoken, and they cannot void the truth. They can void your documents when you don't do them right. So I'm just going to scroll down here for some of the things here, because when it cannot silence what was spoken, it will attempt to convince you it was never heard. But let us be clear, they cannot void the truth, especially when it's filed, time-stamped, and stands unrebutted in public record. Well, that last part of it being unrebutted in public record is not entirely correct, because they did rebut it by rejecting the claim in its entirety because the documents were not complete and did not contain an actual UCC1 filing. Again, we can't amend something that doesn't exist. So their rejection or non-acceptance of the offer is in fact a rejection and rebuttal of its entirety of what is attempted to do by the county clerk's office. And yes, there is a public notification claiming all this, but again, where is the proof of claim? Where is the documents or the evidentiary documentation that backs up any of what is being claimed here? Once again, he's quoted an incomplete number here, saying entered into the Travis County Court public record by a living man, not a corporate fiction. And he's claimed that it establishes lawful notice and claim over all securities and derivatives tied to the unlawful use of the birth certificate. Now, while there might be a public notice for that, where are the legal documents backing up the public notice, verifying or substantiating the claim? I can't find them. Again, Govinda, if you get wind of this video, mate, drop us a line or an email, admin@warriorlaw.com, or go to our website, warriorlaw.org. I'd love to hear your side of this as to how you're able to get around some of these, what I would consider to be legal flaws, and potentially undoing some of the great work you've attempted to do here. He's quoted the other number again, incomplete number. And again, we can't have a UCC3 filing over a UCC1 that does not exist. Restating the original UCC1. Where is this original UCC1? I cannot find it anywhere. Anyone watching this, Govinda, or anyone else, if you've got a copy of or the actual UCC1 filing, I'd love to see what he actually did. I'd like to see some proof of claim for all the magical stuff he's claiming this process can do. It includes notarization, certified mailing, affidavits, lawful publication, in initiating a 30-day rebuttal period. The offer was not accepted. The county clerk's office rejected it and voided the application. So it's not necessarily these documents aren't on public record where anyone can look them up. There is only a public notice in the Austin Chronicles stating what has occurred, which by my standing, guys, and own comprehension of what's been done has not been done correctly. Therefore, there's no viable, practical, lawful remedy or benefit for anyone attempting to copy any of these processes. It then goes on to state that a letter from the Travis County Clerk attempts to justify refunding the original fee, citing improper format for real estate property records 17 days too late. The perfected UC3 was already in effect. How can you perfect something that did not exist? I can't take a unicorn and perfect it if the unicorn didn't exist in the first place. How are we using a UCC3 as an amendment or an addendum, which is what that is, to a UCC1? We can't apply a UCC3 over a UCC1 that there's no proof or record or filing of. It makes zero sense, guys. So he's then gone on to state, let us be clear, this is what happens when truth meets the shadow. They filed it. No, they didn't. They timestamped it and then rejected it, failed to rebut it. They did rebut it by way of not accepting the offer or the claim. Panic issued a refund but never lawfully rejected the claim. Now, under our commerce laws, guys, and contract law, the offer was not accepted. The process stops there. That's contract law 101. The offer's got to be made. Number two, the offer needs to be accepted. In order to get the offer accepted, there must be something of valuable consideration or mutual benefit, part three of a contract, to get the offer accepted. And then, of course, we have to look at capacity and legality. Were those being offered the contract or the offer have the capacity to comprehend it, and was it legal? Now, in this case, capacity and legality are all there, but we come short at the offer not being accepted. So he wants to ask, where is the sworn affidavit rebutting the filing? I don't believe they need to do that. And if someone else out there has another opinion, I'm all ears. They rejected the offer. The claim was not accepted. The filing was voided because it was incomplete and lacked proof of claim or an actual document for them to be filing on. Where is the rejection under penalty of perjury? Again, they did not accept the offer. Where is the authority to void the truth? Well, no one has authority to void the truth, but the truth is in the eyes of the beholder, is it not? Look at COVID. They convinced everybody by repeating the lie often enough, people started to believe it to be true. So the truth is objective. This is what this means for you. To every man or woman encountering denied, denial, or confusion, when they say your filing doesn't count, where is the formal rejection in writing? Well, they didn't accept the offer. There's your formal rejection. Was it rebutted under penalty of perjury? That only needs to occur if they accept it. And as lawfully noticed in UCC 1 filing and perfected in here, unrebutted and now fact in law. Now, unrebutted and now remain standing in truth and fact in law, that only works for the affidavit. Now, unless the UCC has been attached to an affidavit and done with the correct process, sanctioned for, and on record with some sort of public record that this has all occurred, again, proof of claim, they can't really claim that one. Hand in the line as lawfully noticed in these filings, which again, guys, these filings are incomplete numbers and do not exist. I could find no evidence of either of these filings existing anywhere, nor could the Travis County Court as to why they rejected the claim and said that it was now made void. So let's just go out of here. We'll go back to our other folder here, and we'll pull up our Govinda folder to have a look through some of these other points that we have in here as to what's actually gone on. So that was our response from there. This is the search results, and as you can see here, up top of document type void. Other document is not a UCC, therefore it needs to be properly acknowledged. Now, they're saying here too that we can't accept your UCC3 because it's not an actual UCC filing, and that's why the offer was rejected and voided. This is from, as you can see, a Travis County, Texas clerk, and we went on and did a bit of homework to find these documents. Yes, filed and recorded as void and rejected, offer not accepted. This is the second one, also void. Yeah, does not record LLC filings, missing document reference, haven't ticked any of the boxes here, but these have been voided, guys. These are the UCC numbers claimed. The offer was not accepted. Now, this is the amendment filing, which from having done the UCCs, guys, this looks nothing like a UCC3. It must be done via the UCC website or on paper or documents, and this to me appears to be in the incorrect format to qualify as an amendment. And again, how are we amending something that doesn't exist in the first place? Where's the UCC1 that was being referred to? And why does this number here, this document number, not show up on any record for any filing on the UCC website? So he's got his here where all his information, notice of liability, which is Cal's baby that he's been doing for quite some time, and he's got proof that they've been sent some of these notice of liability documents. Again, where are the docs, mate? We don't have copies of any of that to see. Now, this is quite a long-winded thing, but keeps referring to this mythical UCC1 filing that I can't find any evidence or proof of claim for, which seems to be the foundation or building block that all this is built on, which doesn't appear to exist. So if anyone wants some more information on this, we're happy to go through this with you guys and have a look. Now, the affidavit here, there are, from what I can see here, some various issues with the affidavit not necessarily being in the correct format to be legally acceptable in various jurisdictions. May work a bit differently in America, but we generally have to do these a little bit different. And he's just stating what's occurred here. As you can all see, this is the very long-winded affidavit that has been done. He's had it all signed and witnessed, done a cover page with what's actually in there, kind of like a bill of lading or a cargo manifest. And as the summary page is referring to these non-existent documents that were rejected by the county clerk's office. I got too many questions about the validity of what's being claimed in these sensational videos here, guys, and again felt compelled to do a quick video and explain some of this to everybody so that you can see what's actually gone on here. Yep. The statistics, various government bodies are rejecting what he's claimed here because the information was incomplete. If anyone's wanting a copy of any of this, drop us a line, guys, admin@warriorlaw.com. I'll send you out the info we've got. If you guys want to do a bit more homework on this, or someone, Govinda, or anyone else can offer a better explanation as to how and why any of this is actually working, because I can't see how it can, I'm all ears. I'm always happy to change my mind when presented with new information. Again, this is our other one here where all of the document was not provided. As you can see, we can't get through all of the listing there. Now, this one was actually put through, but again, how are we amending? This is the amendment to a document that didn't exist in the first place. So this is why these things were knocked back. The offer was not accepted. As you can see here, guys, I've got a list of all the info of what we uncovered. We contacted the Travis County Clerk mob directly, and we still could find no information supporting any of these claims being made on this sensational video. So for those of you who haven't seen the video I'm talking about, my tip is don't waste 2 hours of your life like I did to listen to three blokes waffle on and get 10 or 15 minutes of information that people like myself have been spruiking for the last 20 odd years. So please be careful, guys. This video is a nice little reminder of do your homework, do your research, stop jumping on the bandwagon and go, oh, it's this great video you all need to watch. Yeah, do your homework, do your due diligence, uncover the truth, ask the questions, guys. Say this all the time to all of our members in many of our talks and workshops. Stop making claims, start asking questions. And I've got a mountain of questions around this process, which I haven't found any answers to. So again, this is an open invitation to anybody who's watching this video or sees this or has had an interest in Govinda's video with Cal, Govinda, Cal, anyone else watching this, guys, get in touch. We have a mountain of questions around this process. We'd love to know how and why it's legally or lawfully valid or viable. I can't see how there's any practical lawful remedy offered with this process for anyone, as I don't believe it's being done correctly or properly, or it's incomplete as to why it's being knocked back by these county records officers. I'm happy to be corrected here, guys. If anyone's got more info, drop us a line, get in touch with us, admin@warriorlaw.com or warriorlaw.org. I'm all ears to anyone who has any more information about how and why this works, but as I think I've just explained very shortly and quickly here for everybody, I can't see any practical lawful remedy here. I can't see how this is going to be working or effective. And if anyone's got any further info, I'm all ears. Drop us a line. Let's have it. And finally, thank you all for watching. And I hope this dispels some of the myths and answers the myriad of questions that we've been slammed with emails for pertaining to that particular video. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.